What's up everyone? It's your boy Dodoy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna teach you how to beat the echoing corridor with ease using one Valkyrie scroll per floor. Let's get right to it. So before we dig deep on how we're gonna clear the corridor, let's go over quickly about the most notable changes in the mechanics. Number 1, there are no more mechanical rooms, meaning you need to clear at least 2 mob rooms and 1 MVP room unless you get a key in the tarrot room. Number 2, we only have 5 limited refreshes in the shop per floor, meaning that depending on our luck, there may be some floors that we need to clear without a map, but that's okay. As long as we have the right items at the start of the floor, we're good to go. And I'm gonna explain more of this later. Number 3, mobs in the mob room are significantly weaker. Number 4, depending on your luck, you might have to reset a couple of floors. Again, more on that later. Number 5, you get 3 default potions every floor and 3 skip chip at the start of the corridor. And that's it. Now I highly suggest to watch the full video since I will be giving out tips depending on the situation and what's the best course of action on how to clear that floor. Now before you enter the dungeon, please make sure to do the following. Eat 6 satisfied feast. This will help you boost your overall damage in the mobs and in the MVPs. And also, make sure to eat your strength meal Bs and other meal B as well. It will help you boost your overall efficiency. Also, don't forget to bring expert precision stones since the dungeon has small, medium, and large targets. And also, you need to party up with your pet cats because they will help you boost your damage. Poe, in particular, will boost your damage by 60% for 10 seconds, and Wasabi can help you tank the mobs. This 2 combo is the most efficient for physical runners, but if you are running a magic-based character, Maisa and Wasabi could also work. Lastly, don't forget to bring your converters since the Valkyrie's attacks are convertible and depending on the MVP, you should change the element to its weakness and it will double the damage, which will make the run significantly easier. Now let's go ahead and begin. Solo entry with Wasabi and Poe. Alright, I want to be very clear about this guide right here. This guide is not exclusive to Super Novice classes only or any class with AoE skills that can easily clear the mob area because like I said earlier, the mobs in the mob room are significantly weaker. Alright, and what you can do if you don't have any AoE skills is you can just focus with one. You can lure one and then kill it and then lure another one and then kill it. And then the process goes forward. And as you can see here in the video, I am only dishing out 50% of my current damage because axe versus small targets can only produce the maximum damage of 50%. I'm not using the precision stones yet just to show you guys that this mob area is very easy. As you can see, the damage of the mobs against me is missing. If you have flee rate, high flee rate in this area, it would already work like magic. And even if you don't have enough flee rate, the damage is very low, as you can see. And as a bonus, we get 3 potions every floor, every single floor on top of the red potions that we will be getting from these maps. So it's very easy to clear the mobs already. Okay? Also, due to the nature of the new mechanics of the shop, which gives us only 5 refreshes per floor, it is very highly likely that we will reset a couple of floors. since it's really required for us to have at least one Valkyrie scroll per floor. So if you don't have a Valkyrie scroll after 5 refreshes, just simply reset the floor. Now that we got that all out of the way, let's go ahead and do the run. Alright, like any other Echoing Corridor run, what we need to do first is to find the shop. Okay, now we have 3 skip chips. Like here in this MVP room, we can just use the skip chip and find the shop. Okay, alright, so now that we have the shop right in front of us, here's what we need to do. We need to purchase the following items only. Number 1, 10 Valkyrie scrolls. It is required to have at least 1 to clear a floor. Number 2, 10 Broaden Horizons map. This is not required, but it can make our runs easier. And if you are not lucky enough to find a map within the 5 refreshes, you can always use 1 skip chip instead per floor, so you will only have to clear 1 MVP room. Number 3, 3 gift boxes. This will make our refreshes more efficient because it will add 1 more item. Also, we need to make sure that we have at least one of these following items below in our inventory at all times. I will explain their uses, okay? So for the bone damage, we need to use this to clear symbiosis easier for the mob room, the wizard in the MVP room, or the mini bosses in the swarm at the tarot room. For the skip chip, we need to use this as an alternative for a map to make sure that we only need to clear 1 MVP room per floor. For the secret drug, we need this to avoid stuns from Lytals and MVPs and avoid reflex in Thorn monsters in the mob rooms. For the soul crystal, this is actually a safety measure. There is also a card in the tarot room where we will get a key in exchange for the life of 1 party member. So we don't fail the run, the soul crystal will trigger. So the basic strategy is to clear 2 mob rooms and 1 MVP room per floor, so the Valkyrie scroll is really important. Again, if you don't have any Valkyrie scroll by the end of 5 refreshes, you need to reset the whole floor. Okay, so after all that, guys, here we are finally in a sample run. I have just found the shop and I managed to get 2 Valkyrie scrolls out of it and a map. So I highly suggest that you watch this run, guys, because I will be answering all the questions and about the techniques per floor. For the tarot shop, I really don't recommend you to spend any coins here, because you really need those coins for the Valkyrie scrolls. We were gonna use the expert precision stones here to make sure that our damage is enough to cover small, medium, and large monsters. It's very helpful, guys. Like I said, for axe users, there's only a 50% maximum damage output for small monsters. Okay, enjoy the run, guys. I will be answering tips and tricks depending on the situation. Okay, so when you enter the MVP room, it's very important to clear out the mobs first, so it won't bother your Valkyrie scroll. And when you're dealing with the MVP, make sure that you know their weakness, their attribute weakness. For the wizard, there is actually no attribute weakness because it's a ghost property. And the technique here is before you get stunned by that lightning cloud, you should use a holy secret drug. For the Odd Humbala, just use a wind converter. So I actually almost screwed up here because I don't have any bone damage with me. So you can refill the bottle of potion every time. Alright, so on to the next floor. I have a map, so I used it. And then the first priority is to always visit the tarot shop first and get a card. You might get some buffs to help you clear the room, and then visit the shop. Okay, the priority again is gift box, Valkyrie scrolls, and maps. So there I purchased a bone damage to make sure that my damage is enough to cover the MVPs. The only trouble with the MVP room will be the High Wizard. So if you are not lucky enough, you might get in touch with a High Wizard and a Sniper at the same time. So the technique there is to use your Holy Secret Drug very efficiently. You can use up to 2. It's okay. The coins will be sufficient. You could use the Earth Converter against the Sniper, and you could use the bone damage against both of them. It will take them out sooner and more efficiently. Okay, just a couple of mob rooms here. And here we are in the MVP room. Like I said, a High Wizard and a Sniper. So the technique here, guys, is to use, of course, bone damage. Of course, clear the mobs first to make sure it won't bother with your Valkyrie transformation. And clear out the Wizard and the Sniper by maximizing the usage of your Holy Secret Drug. The Holy Secret Drug will give you immunity, so they won't be able to target you with any skills, hence they won't be able to stun you. Okay, now that I cleared the mobs, let's use a Valkyrie Scroll, and then a Bone Damage and the Holy Secret Drug. There you go. And then use a Earth Converter. Very easy, right? And then on to the next floor. Here, I don't have any map, but when I find the shop, I got one. But just to make sure that I was able to demonstrate that we can clear a floor without a map, I won't be using any maps here. Okay, I'm just gonna manually explore the wild without using the map. And if we encounter the MVP room, we can kill one using one Valkyrie scroll, and if we encounter another MVP room, we can just use the skip chip. So it's very important that you have at least one skip chip at your inventory at all times. So this is the first MVP room. Okay, the MVP here is the Adhumbala and Raflesha. Raflesha is weak against fire, so use Fire Converter and then switch back to Wind Converter once you're dealing with the Adhumbala. There you go. No need to use bone damage there. And as you can see, I encountered another MVP room, so I just used the skip chip. So that's why it's doable even without the maps. But if you get lucky with the unlimited map at the early stages of your run, then that's good for you, but it's not required. Okay, so I've demonstrated that we can clear a floor without a map. Since I have one, I used one here, and then I quickly visit the tarot card shop. And there you go, I got Justice. And then proceed as normal. Okay, for the MVP room, I'm actually not sure what the element of the Wasteland Lord was. So it's undead, so it's weak against fire. So the MVPs here are Rafflesia and Wasteland Lord, both weak against fire. So just use a fire converter. Again, no bone damage required. But it will be easier if you use bone damage. You could also do that. Not much big of a deal since bone damage is only 25 coins. Again, visit the tarot shop every start of the floor. Okay, and here we got the swamp area. One notable thing about the swamp is it will summon a mini boss, right? And a bunch of mobs in exchange for a key. Now, if you can't handle the mini boss, that's okay. You can just reset the dungeon. However, the tarot area will no longer reset. It will stick to the original card you have chosen. So if you can't handle the mini boss, that's okay. You can just skip and proceed as normal. But if you could handle the mini boss, you could always use the bone damage and the holy secret drug to assist you in killing the mini boss. Okay, just proceeding as normal here. And we always need to make sure that we have the precision stone buff, because it will take a lot of time. Actually, there is a lot of mobs here that are small, so like this bat right here. So it's very efficient to bring a precision stone with you. Also, it works with Rafflesia. And don't worry about your health that much, because you get a lot of red potions, as well as you have 3 default potions every single map. Every single floor. That Seroma as well is a small target. So there you go. Since I have dealt with a swarm floor, I no longer need to kill any MVP on that floor. See the damage when there is a precision stone buff versus when you don't have any. I took a little bit of time earlier killing those small monsters compared to now that I have the buffs. And you could always refill your per floor potions on the room where you could change jobs. There's a fountain in the middle. You just need to talk to it to refill your potion. Okay, the tarot room. Great crown. And for the shop, just make sure to always have the items that I told you to have. At least one. And make sure to always visit the shop every single floor. And clock is weak against fire damages. And Zertlish is a demi-human unit. So Hydra card would work wonders here. So I almost screwed up here because of the split, the pouring icons. So there you go. As you can see, the safety measure for the soul crystal is very effective. Just for 25 coins, right? You get an automatic resurrection. So I don't have any more soul crystals, so I should buy one. And I have all this sort of gold because I am not spending any here in the tarot shop. That's the refill fountain, and then just proceed as normal with the mob rooms. if your job is not very efficient when it comes to mobbing, for example, you have a room full with symbiosis and you don't have decent AoE skills, you can just reset the floor if there is a symbiosis there. If you can't deal with AoE, you can always kill one monster at a time, right? And also bone damage would help you clear symbiosis faster, because you can have increased damage. In this MVP floor, we have Rafflesia and Wasteland Lord, both weak against fire, so just use a fire converter. But it's always the best that we need to clear the mobs in the area first before killing the MVP, because it will screw up your Valkyrie attack, just like the previous floor. See, right here, I screwed up again. There are monsters hiding. So always make sure to visit the shop and buy those Valkyrie scrolls. So you don't necessarily need to have 10 at the start. You can have at least 1 per floor. Okay, floor 58. Very quickly, use the map, save, and then visit the tarot cards. Test your luck. Okay, another swarm. This time it's an Anubis mini boss. You can just use bone damage and the holy secret drug to help you clear the mobs and use the potions. There you go, very easy. And then no need to clear any MVPs on this floor, since the swarm room will give you 1 key if you manage to kill them all. So since I already have enough map and MVPs here, I can just waste my money in Arcane Codex. It will reduce the cooldown and cast delay of my skills. Since I have enough to cover all the floors remaining, I also purchased a buff to increase move speed. As you all know, move speed is the multiplier of Card Tornado. You could also use the gloves, the giant gloves. The giant gloves will give you ×2 damage every 10 seconds, I think. So the free 3 potions for both MP and HP is very useful. Alright, we are already in the floor 59th. And there you go, that's the free refill. And the MVP here is Clock. Kill the mobs first. And Katarina. And if you encounter the High Wizard in the boss room, it's very ideal that you use a bone damage and Holy Secret Drug to avoid getting stunned. Okay, there you go, very easy. Visit the shop first. And for the last floor, same process. Use the map. Oh, I forgot to save. And then precision stones every 15 minutes. So I used 3 precision stones here, so the run is almost 30, approximately 30 to 40 minutes. But it would be much easier if you have your friends with you. But this guide is for solo users, right? And for the MVP room, we have Chepet and Clock. So Chepet is weak against water, and Clock is weak against fire. So let's kill the Clock first, use Fire Converter. The bone damage is there, and then for Chepet, use Mystic Frozen. And there you go! So I hope you enjoyed this guide, and I hope that you find this very helpful, guys. And if you do, please don't forget to leave a like, comment down below what you think of this video, and if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And for staying this long, thank you very much. You're the real MVP. Again, this is your boy Dodoy. See you on the next video. Bye!